Hello and welcome to week 4. So it's hard to believe that we are just moving right along, but hopefully you are enjoying the course and finding the value in looking at each of the different topics that we've been looking at. So this week we're going to be moving on to another section, not only of the textbook, but kind of the topics that we're going to be looking at for the next couple of weeks that center around the importance of the early childhood environment. So at the beginning of the course, we really looked at the history, where we came from, the major players that were involved. And last week we really started looking at the different groups that are involved, the teachers, the parents, and the children. I really enjoyed reading your discussion board postings about your favorite teachers because I think it's so valuable to look back and see how we have been influenced throughout our lives to get us to this point to where we want to work with children. And so, as I said before, we've had great teachers, and I know that all of us have had some not so great teachers, and sometimes that's our motivation, is that we want to do better than what was done to us. But now that we kind of know the players and the history and the different types of programs that are out there, now we're going to get down to some of the nitty-gritty stuff. And so this week we're going to start looking at the actual environment of the classroom. And so that's going to be inside the classroom, outside the classroom. In the next couple of weeks we're also going to be talking about the schedule and how important that is. But this week we're going to look at Chapter 9, which is the physical classroom environment. So when you go into this week's module, you're going to see that you're only looking, thank goodness, at one chapter this week. So after last week, I'm sure that you are going to appreciate only having one. But I am going to tell you this is an extremely important chapter. It is going to be the chapter that's going to set you up for your next couple of assignments. So please make sure that you take the time to not only read the chapter in your textbook, but also to view the PowerPoint that goes along with it. But before I send you out to do your observation, it's also going to be important for you to know about the different activity centers that are in the classroom. So in a high quality, developmentally appropriate classroom, there should actually be 9 learning centers that the children have free access to. And so that's actually where we're going to start as we're looking at the classroom environment. I can't send you out to do your observation until you understand not only the centers that are supposed to be in the classroom, but also what is supposed to be in each of those centers. And so this week you're going to have the opportunity to choose one of those centers and learn more about it. So I have set up a way for you to be able to sign up for your activity center. This is not a group project. So let me start off by saying that this is an individual assignment, but I do have it set up so that you can sign up for the activity center that you want. And there is a cap of 4 students per center. Now, just because there's 4 people signed up for the center does not mean that y'all are working together. It's just so that we don't all have an activity center project on the art center. And then there's 8 other centers that nobody learned anything about. So I put a cap on them so that if one is already full, you have to go to another one. And I'm going to show you how I set that up for you. So you will now notice in the left-hand side of your menu that there is a tab called People. So when you click on that, it's going to take you first to a class list, which is going to be great for you so that if you needed to contact somebody, you can see them. But you're going to be looking at the groups. Now, this is what my screen looks like. Your screen, instead of Activity Center sign up, it's going to say Groups. So you're going to click on Group. And then you're going to see the 9 different centers that you can choose from. Now, when you go into it, there should be a place over on the right-hand side that says Join. And so once you've chosen which center you want, you just have to click on the word Join, and it should put you into that group. Like I said, the group will close when 4 people have signed up for it, but there should be more than enough groups to go around. Because this is the first time that we are doing this in Canvas, I'm not going to be surprised at all if we run into a few glitches. So please don't panic if something doesn't work the way that you think it's going to. Just send me an email and we will figure it out together. But on your end, you should see the groups, and then you're going to see the 9 centers that you can choose from. And then you just need to choose the one that you want and click Join. So that's how you're going to sign up for the Activity Center. So once you sign up for the Activity Center, that is going to take care of your participation for the week. So there's no additional discussion board this week. It really is about getting started on this project. So when you begin working on it, I'm going to give you all kinds of resources, but I'm also going to do kind of a quick little overview during this video. But please know that there's way more resources hidden within here for you. So you actually have a narrated PowerPoint that I did on what you're supposed to do for this particular project. And there is also a PowerPoint that you're going to use to get some of your information, as well as the milestones. So under the resources, here's pretty much everything that you're going to need. But basically what you're going to be doing is you're going to be creating a PowerPoint that's going to kind of give a lot of information about the Activity Center that you chose. So I've got a step-by-step in here. So once you study this PowerPoint, and then you choose your Activity Center, make sure that you sign up for it so I know which one you're doing, as well as I can give you your discussion board posting. But then here are the things that you're going to be including. So first thing is, how are we going to make sure that the Activity Center is going to be inclusive, which should be a word that is familiar to you at this point, for infants, toddlers, children with special needs, cultural differences. And you're going to find that the resources that I've given you here, the itters and the eckers, that's going to give you the information, as well as this activities PowerPoint. Next, you're going to be telling us what should be in that center, what materials should be in that center, as well as what categories might there be. So most of the centers actually have categories of materials. So for instance, in the Art Center, there's tools, there's drawing, there's 3D, which is like modeling clay, and and collage, which are like the little pom-poms that you can use, those kinds of things. So if it says that your center has categories, please make sure that you tell us what categories, how many are supposed to be in there, and all of this information is provided for you. You're also going to be talking about how to make sure diversity is represented in your center. The skills and abilities that children develop from having daily access to your center, the teacher's role in this center, and then the last thing that you're going to be doing is finding 4 different standards. We're using the milestones because this project is really geared towards the preschool ages, so that's why we're going to use the milestones. So finding at least 4 that are in it, at least 2 different domains. And remember that in the milestones, the domains are separated by colors. And so as long as you have at least 2 different colors represented, you should be good. Be sure to include how teachers support learning, as they are helping children meet those particular standards. And then at the end, as always, you need to have a reference slide. And so here's some great information. Here are a lot of the resources that you're already using that have already been put into APA format for you, so this should be helpful. But basically, what you're going to see in here is that I have provided a template for you, and so that is on the assignment section as well. But really pay attention to the narrated instructions and all of the chapters from the itters and the eckers are going to be available to you once you sign up for your particular section. So this is something I really want you to have fun with because it is so important to understand that it's not just about having a cute classroom. And as long as I've got crayons and pencils and paper, then I'm totally fine. And that is as far from the truth as you can get. And so that's really what this is about. Once everyone has submitted their presentations, then I'm actually going to share them for everyone to see, just so that you have the information about the centers that you didn't choose before I introduce your observation assignment. So like I said, I have tried to put all the resources that you need in one place for you, but as always, don't hesitate to contact me with any questions. So basically that takes care of this week as we start looking at the environment and the importance that it plays in learning and development in children. So don't forget to submit your inclusion project by the end of this week. Sign up for your activity center and go ahead and get started. Hopefully you're going to have a great time with it. So have fun, and I will see you in week 5.